Good evening. This is Norma Cowie, and I'm here for my fourth Monday to do mental mind treatments. I have totally appreciated emails and how other things, ways of communicating with me have happened, letting me know how much you have been enjoying my mental mind treatments. Now, mental mind treatments is something that I learned how to do many, many years ago under a slightly different name. But what I found was when I did these, which is a type of prayer method, and it's a prayer method I had personally been looking for a long time. I had been looking to have a prayer method that I felt was really workable, co-creating the world, your world, and connecting into the love force energy instead of pleading or asking or, feeling that you are having all sorts of anything else. Now, if you want to type out your first name, I prefer your age just so that it gives me an idea of the context I'm working in. And whatever it is that you are wanting to know about, when it comes up, I will look at it and be able to do these treatments for you. It's something that I really feel very personable about. And yes, I have two other shows that I put up on Wednesdays, Norma Talks, where I have a longer discussion on a topic or a look. And on Sunday Thought, is that it? It's a thought. It's taking a look at one or two different things. I'm, what can I say? I wanted to do something that was more personal so that I would have personal contact, which is why I decided to do these evenings. And it's an experiment, I must admit. And as long as I have people that are wanting to interact this way, I will continue to do them. And if there is not a call for it, well, then guess what? The experiment has not quite worked. So I do see that there are 4 people that are around, but I don't see anything out here. And I'm not sure if I haven't hit something I'm supposed to today, but I do want to, please type them in, please, even if it's to say, Norma, I say hi or whatever. There's a lot of a learning curve. It's one thing for me to say, like on Wednesdays when I record on Zoom, and some people do come in to watch me record on Zoom, and then I upload it to YouTube. And then on Sunday, I do it straight live like this, but then I put it in, I start talking, and I don't like going over 10 minutes, so it's usually fairly quick. So this is, as I said, it's an experiment. Finally. So Karen, thank you. And she says, greetings, Norma. I so look forward to Mondays. I am sending you an email tonight about doing transformation work. Thank you. That would be great. I love a treatment on embracing change. Okay, here we go. So you will see me close my eyes. So I'm just going to, because I really have to concentrate on this. And also I was, so we're looking at change for Karen. As I connect into the universal love force and I say my words or speak my truth as I see and perceive it for Karen at this time regarding change, I know that the change is possible. And I also know that in creating that change, I'm needing to let go of a lot of old and one could call baggage that has been associated with me. And as I'm speaking as Karen, I know that I can let go of that. I can let go of all that extra baggage I have been carrying around, not only on myself emotionally, physically, and especially in my head. I am willing to be able to let that go and to free myself up to my highest potential, my highest awareness and freedom. Because what I'm really looking for is the freedom to be self, to be me, to be able to move forward in the direction that I want to do. And as I move forward, and in the knowing of this, I am extremely and incredibly grateful. And therefore I say, thank you to this wonderful spirit of life, this universal love force, knowing it is true. I, Karen, can create change by letting go and being myself for every day. And so it is. Amen. So that's what I got for you, Karen. I'm just going to make a note on my page so I can keep, and I'm just putting what it's for so I can keep doing my treatments for you during the week. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Patricia, she says, hi, Norma, can we do something about the state of the world? Well, sure, we can do something for everything. So I'm just going to do this, write this in my book first, State of the World. Wow. Okay. Divine Essence, Mother, Father, Son as one. I'm speaking my word at this moment for Pat, who would like to understand and know more about the state of the world at this moment. And as I tune into the love of the vibration of the earth, as I speak first for Pat, but also for many others, I know that the world is going through mighty changes at this point of time. I also know that it's very cloudy for a lot of people, and a lot of people unsure of direction and where to go. But there is light. And in seeing the light come in, it is slow moving, but it is moving out. And it is like a very central core of light, a light of hope, a light of presence, in the sense we talk about the universal love presence. And it is expanding, and it is expanding. And as it expands, it is touching other points of light. And those points of light are all growing until this growth of light, which is understanding and recognizing that we are all one, that there is no separation from each individual, even though they may have many, many different ideas and concepts, cultures and awareness. But the love force is in everything and everyone, and that is the light of knowing, the light of being. And it is just beginning to expand into all four corners of the earth. And as the state you're asking for the state of the earth is growth, progress, development, awareness. And as always, when things like that are small, and then it just flares. But I really want to say from my heart, as bringing the channel of this, as I want to say thank you to those that work with me to show me this, to show me the element of growth and progress, to know there is a light, not so much at the end of the tunnel, but the beginning of the tunnel, and that it will light up so many other aspects. That light, which is, truth is not what we perceive it to be. It is the knowingness that we are loved beyond measure in all ways. And when the light comes into being, it brings peace and harmony. And so it is knowing and holding in the mind of each and every person for having peace and harmony, and which creates well-being. And so I give thanks by saying thank you in relation to Pat's question, really, state of the world. I truly hope that every person who does listen, see, or hear, and friends of yours everywhere, not only Pat, but everyone, notices that what we can do is know that the light within is being moved out all over the world. Light creates light. When you put two lights together, it expands into more and more and more. And I truly thank you for that question, because it is bringing about a real, what's the word I'm looking for? A real understanding. In fact, it represents something I was thinking about today, actually, in light of what's happening for us as a country, and recognizing that we need to really accept every individual and their viewpoint, so that we often are different. We have different viewpoints and different ideas. I've always stood on a very sideline of many things where there's only a small sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, a small narrow of people that understand and believe what I believe in relation to spiritual matters, because I don't fall into the normal more of this is how spirituality works. I've always been on the outside with different information, different awarenesses. And it comes more and more to me. It's about acceptance of each other, acceptance of the difference, and yet knowing that this word truth, what my truth is and not somebody else's truth, but underlying there is this peace and this harmony that brings about and does tie us all together. So I really want to thank you for that, Pete, for Pat, and everything else that for yourself. Now, Cheryl Ann, I'm just going to take a moment to write down your name and what exactly. She's taken her message away. I don't know why, but I will know that you are going to be fine. Sometimes she said message retracted. I wonder what it was. I didn't have a chance to look at it. So if anybody else has another question, and I thank Karen for her comments. Yes, I can understand that you rewatch the videos, and I appreciate that. Maybe that's why so many watches are on there, how many views there is. I often will check in, see where the views are going. So I'm unable to do the treatment for Cheryl Ann. Treatments, I want to explain a little bit about how treatments work with me. Oh, here she is. She's back. Cheryl Ann, and I've got you there, so I'm just going to put you back on my book because I was taking you out. I wish to help other women with their soul talents. And I'm just going to have a sip of water first, please. Now, okay, helping others. So as I move into that beautiful universal love essence, and join with it, and I speak my word for Cheryl Ann. As I speak my word for Cheryl Ann, I know that my heart's desire is to help others with their soul talents. And the biggest obstacle that I foresee and see in doing that very often is how to reach the people to let them know, and perhaps not really understanding what soul talents is. And I'm seeing within that, Cheryl Ann, is like a lot like hills, not mountains, thank goodness, but hills. And so as I move into the universal force about this, I just speak my word in knowing that you will find ways of moving around, not so much over the hills, but around the hills, to be able to get your word out about what you want to do to aid people to find their soul talents. You need to call out. I see a really large element of calling out to people to really become aware of what it is that they want to do in the depths of their hearts and their depths of being. What is it they really want to do? How do they want to do it? So it's almost like a loud megaphone is what I'm seeing, a megaphone moving out to be able to see people. So you can move through these hills, around these hills, over these hills to get to the people who really relate to those words, the words of soul talents. What is the soul talent? Is perhaps more of an awareness of what exactly that means in relation to life. What does it mean? And be able to be very clear as to the outcome of finding what your soul talent is going to be. I know within my heart and being that as I speak my word for you, that the universe is lining up to aid you into hearing from others, but from other people, as to how to get the message out. It is about getting the message out over these hills. I keep seeing these hills. So we could say they are obstacles. I don't really want to think of them as obstacles, but I know that in the well-being of when you are sincere, which I know you are, when you have a desire to put a special the universe lines up with you and brings you the people to be able to do what you need to do, to be able to get the word out as to what the end result will be when a person finds their soul talents. And so I give thanks and knowing that the support for you to do this is there. What we want is an opening so that knowledge comes in, and that knowledge comes in for you to be able to move forward over those mountains so that people can relate. And so I give thanks and knowing that that information will come to you easily. I'm not going to say quickly right now. I'm going to say easily and at a pace that you can handle that. So, the inconvenient the next few months, as you raise up the knowingness that this can be, and is. And I give thanks, but the information that is being given and how it is relating to you and all that comes forward. So I give thanks for that. So that is really, really nice. I give thanks and knowing, I'm just going to have to make a note here also of what it was helping others, right? I'm hoping that you understand what I'm saying, that people may not relate to the word talents, because I was finding in working to put it out there to see the clarity around it. It seemed to keep coming up. How do people know that it's what soul talents are? It's not a common thing. It is not something that word relates. There can be a soul desire, a soul sometimes makes, I don't know, there's different words that can be, yes, because it's a soul issue, obviously, but the word talents may not relate as easily because that's why we see the hills. But at the same point, there is an alignment to bring you information, to bring the way in which you can get the word out. So that's where that is for sure happening. And I thank you for connecting in. I appreciate that. I'm now going to go to Kayla, who has headaches, and she's wanting, let me just hang on a sec here. She wants the headaches to end. That's basically it. Okay. Just before I go that, Cheryl Ann has written, thank you very much. Soul talents are sent with us when sent to earth. I just want to clarify, that may be, but do we in present time relate to those two words put together? That's what I was getting anyway, is that you might know that, you might be very aware of that, but the majority of the population might question, what are they talking about? Soul talents. And this is what I'm just suggesting, that it might be another word might be easier because the end result will be the same. But the information of how to get the word out will come to you. There's no doubt, for sure. Okay, just moving on to the next person, which is Kayla. Ending of headaches. And as I move into the oneness, knowing that there is one power and one essence that is loving, caring, and all ways and manners, I speak my word for Kayla. As I speak my word for Kayla in having the headaches end, I know that the universal love force is always operating to the best of the ability of receivership. I also know that as a loved person by the universe, that is there. Is often a sense of when there is a physical element, because now I'm sensing a physical ailment more than just energetic or emotional. It's like a physical ailment that is taking place, and that it is very deep in the brain. I can see that the universe is wanting to allow the physical realignment to occur, to bring in the realignment of different aspects that are happening in the brain, so that there can be a letting go of pressure. And in the letting go of the pressure, it's like pressure points in a way, pressure happening, that the release of that physicality, what will happen is that the energy will let go. And this is about letting go of the compression that has been created inside the brain somehow, and it's physical. I have no idea what that represents, except they're showing me that there's pressure right in there. That is a physical element, not just emotional or mental or energetic. It's more of a physical. But what I'm told and shown is that there is a need of, which is difficult when you have headaches, I know, because years ago I had them, is that as you let go, as you relax, then this tightness that is experienced in there will let go. And in the letting go of that, the light energy, now we can see energy can come in and do its work and do the emotional release. Interesting. The emotional releasing that also can then be done. So it's kind of like it's almost like I'm seeing I'm going to do it with my hands. It's like two things together being released, of which then it's like a well underneath can release. And so everything comes back into what we would call norm. So in the knowing of this exchange and this awareness that there is a release that brings about a sense of, and I'm going to use the word satisfaction, because that's what I feel is the satisfaction of the moment of release, the letting go, the knowing that there is this lovingness available, which I know that because I know, but it's like, ending, gone, done, dealt with, no more. So there's no need to look for it. There's no need to experience it. There's no need to wonder where it's gone. It's just knowing that, but I feel that it's a physical releasing of something that's tight in there, way down. It could be the very top of your head. The top of your back, excuse my language, I'm getting myself confused here. Right where the top, where the, I can't remember what they call that. Where the backbone comes in into the top of the head, the bottom of the head, the top of the tailbone, where they're kind of come together there. Maybe but I felt it was deeper in, and I just can't sense what that would be personally. So I don't know, but I do know there's a release coming. There's a release going to happen. And when it does, everything is going to fall into its place. So I truly trust and know, and this is where I'm going to move into gratitude for knowing that these headaches will end permanently and forever, because there's no need for them anymore, number one. No need to experience it anymore. No need to look for them or think about them or even remember them. They are gone. They've dissipated into the ethers of time and space. So there is freedom for you to be all that you can be. And for that, knowing that is how it all is. And I give thanks in knowing that. I give thanks in knowing for you that all will be well. And so it is. Big breath on that one. Yes. So I'm really trusting now that whatever is that little blockage I saw in the physical, which would now that I must explain. I do know this person. I do know about the headaches, but I've never seen the physicality of that before. That actually there's a physical thing also, not only just emotional, energetic, and everything else that we often look to for those kind of results, the pressure that create headaches. So I'm trusting that would be very, very helpful. Okay, well, that has been so far, whatever it is. I have about 5 more minutes here. Vivian, thank you. I'm just going to copy your name down here, Vivian. And so, okay. Hi, Norma. If it not too late for the night, no, I'm only actually starting. So really, I would like to get help find peace for being ready when my mother will pass. Okay, I'm just going to write that down because I've got to keep track during the week. Peace for, I understand that. I'm going to just talk for a minute on that, because when we lose somebody in the sense of losing them in physical form, really we are not, what's the word I'm looking at? We are not really recognizing that the soul, which is forever, is that this is about coming to terms with the letting go of their energy that's within us. So emotionally, you may know, okay, they've transitioned on. Yes, they've transitioned away. But often in life, we've accumulated a lot of their energy within us. And when we have that energy within us and they depart onto better learning, understanding, that energy inside of you is where a lot of the distress comes from. So anyway, let's do the prayer and just see for peace. But I do know for a fact that very often I'm really big on releasing other people's energy. It's not about loving them a lot or less. It's about you being you. So let's see what the divine brings for this. Divine Essence, Mother, Father, Son is one. I'm doing a prayer for Vivian today, right now, so that she may have peace within herself for her mother's passing. I know that the love of the universe is in everything, and it is within every person. So that when another person passes from this world into the other world, that it can feel like a great loss and a great letting go of all that has been. I also know that it is a natural process and a natural being for it to occur. And so therefore, the natural time of grieving is natural and normal and aware. But I also know that in the love of light, that we can ask for strength, we can ask for peace, we can ask for clarity, all the things that bring us peace of mind, so that we understand the process of letting go. We understand the process that there is a gentle passing and all fears are let go of. And the key is to let go the fears of what we may have within, because there's always a concern that perhaps the transition may not occur easily, or perhaps this, or perhaps that. It says relax, because the more you know that the peaceful transition that your mother has, the more peace you will find within yourself in dealing with the letting go. When we have a hole that comes within the energy field, when somebody passes and leaves a hole, universal love force will come in and fill that up until you are ready to fill it with other things. It is the support of the universal love force. It is the support of knowing that you are loved beyond measure, as is your mother loved beyond measure, and the allowing of that love to manifest within, so that it takes care of transition for her and for you to transition into acceptance of the loss. And so we come into the air and the aroma of acceptance, because it'll be a loss no matter what. But it's an acceptance of the loss and knowing that you can be peaceful, that she is in good hands, that she has made her transition easily into the other realms with love and with concern. And it's almost like I can see angels around her, taking the soul when the time comes for it. And then you allowing yourself, actually, it's not really given, it's allowing yourself to be surrounded by the universal love support, the support of that, knowing that all is in its right place. And because it is in its right place, there is an element of awareness. Therefore, Vivian, I move into gratitude of knowing that not only will your mother have a peaceful transition, but that you will be able to fill those spaces that your mother took up within you with universal love until you get into it's almost like into a new position in life and a new awareness in life as you mature and grow. And sounds funny saying regarding your age that I'm saying maturing, but it's like allowing yourself to be all that you can be as a person in relation to life. And so we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, knowing that the element of being is there for you. The love of the universe is there for you. And so it is great. Yes. Now, as I come back into myself and being right here, if you want to email me and you contact me through my website, normacowie.com, I have a technique, Vivian, for releasing that makes things so easy. And if you email me, I will just send you that and you can work with that. Okay. That would be something that I would really, really can help you, because that would, it really is not good when we have other people's energy in us. It stops in so many ways. And I know my students and my clients both, this is one of the things I work with them to have, is to release the energy of others so they can become who they are. It's really difficult to become who you totally are when you don't know where it is. Now I've got and so I thank you for that. It would be great it is a great technique, by the way. And I was given it years and years ago in a workshop, and I have used it. Oh, it's probably saved in lots of ways me, because I was an absorber of everybody's energy. And and even now when something comes up and I take it on, I can just clear it away so fast. And it's just a process of learning it and being with it. And when people study with me, I usually have them begin to do that just for regularly. So anyway, contact me through the email and I'll send it to you, to your email. Okay, I'm not sure this lady's in a different language, and I'm not sure what she's writing or what she's saying. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to take another language and make it English. So unfortunately, you'd have to do it your side. So whatever that represents there, I'm not sure. So here we are. As I said, this is my experiment. This is my fourth night, and I'm so thankful for those of you that have written in, because I'm happy to do it. And I know several of you have done this now for a few weeks, and I appreciate the support. I appreciate the ability and the time to be able to let me do my mental mind treatments, because I don't get to do them a lot in my psychic tarot work, or even I do a little bit in the energy releasing the energy transformation work, which is mostly what I do these days. But there are times when I do get to use that, but it's not regular. And I do miss making that contact into that universal love force generally in any way, shape, or form. So I don't really have an ending time until there's no new people. And as I said, this one lady, I'm presuming it's a lady, it's a different language. I know that. And so I have no idea what she has said or going to say. So I apologize for that. But that's unfortunately the facts of where it is, because I speak in English. I only know English. Actually, I don't know French. I don't know Spanish. For those of you that don't know, I grew up in New Zealand. I came here when I was 18. I have lived there ever since. I'm getting up there in age now. But I am basically an English person. Some people say that I mess with the English language because I've often, my kids used to say, "Mom, you make up words." Well, I'm sorry about that. If I work very diligently not to make up words when I'm on the air, for sure. Well, I think that's going to be my night for tonight. So we've made 35 minutes this week. That's the longest yet. So maybe I just talked a lot more. I don't know. I want to say I wish you all well. I wish you the greatest. There are more people listening. I see that, and I thank you for coming in. I will be back next Monday. If you want to do something, say something now. Say it. I can come back. I'm not gone totally yet. I do want you to know, like, I'll be back Wednesday for my Norma talks. Those just go up on usually by 11 in the mornings on Wednesday mornings. And then Sunday, it's live, but it's not really open to chat because I just want to do a little thought for you for the week for you. And next Monday, I will be back at 7 to pray once more using mental mind treatments for next week. I wish you well. I bless you. I say thank you very, very much. Night now.